is it. I mean, I normally get up at 5 o'clock. I'm done here, I think it was here like at 5:25 or 5:30 or something. All right, let's see if we can remember how to catch fish. As recently as 20 years ago, there would have been probably 20 plus boats when we looked down towards Plymouth. And now, literally, there's nothing, nobody.
Frank Mirarchi is a ground fisherman. This technique uses nets to catch fish near the ocean floor. It was one of colonial America's first industries, but after centuries of overfishing in New England, species after species neared extinction. Regulators have responded with stricter limits on commercial fishing. For Frank, this means his days at sea are coming to an end.
The New England groundfish fishery is a complete disaster, and it's just, there's no way that anybody can make anything positive out of it. I have no idea what we're going to do with this boat. I'd probably sell it, I think. It's cost me $1,000 a week. The mortgage, the insurance, the haul-outs, the dockage. You know, it's an expensive boat. And now it just basically is draining the family finances. It doesn't make any economic sense.
Since fishing regulations were tightened in 2004, Frank has reduced the amount of cod and yellowtail flounder that he catches by over 3/4. Lower quotas were meant to replenish depleted fish stocks, but instead, by November 2011, government scientists calculated that Gulf of Maine cod and yellowtail stocks had decreased by over 50%.
There's been great sacrifices from people in this fishing industry, but they haven't really reaped the rewards of that for all of the stocks because some of them just are not recovering.
Can we rebuild fisheries without hurting people? No, we can't. That's the hard truth.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Frank Mirarchi. I'm a commercial fisherman from Scituate, Mass. I own and operate the fishing vessel Barbara Peters. This basically is perhaps the end of an era. Fishermen have fished from the ports represented by our sector for 350 plus years, continuously. These are all family-owned and operated businesses that basically, once out of the fishery, will never return.
I'm here to make a candid observation from someone who has tried desperately to put their faith in science and the rewards that it can bring us. I don't have that faith today.
What I'm seeing here, being my first meeting, is there's a whole lot of guesswork going on. When I listen to this report, it's, well, we don't have this, we don't have that.
Fishery science is extremely uncertain. We really don't have the budgets to determine very precise surveys. We have very noisy surveys of these resources, and so we need to take that information, the monitoring of the fishery, the surveys, and what we know about the biology of the species, and put those together into a stock assessment model that has uncertainties and sometimes major uncertainties.
Nobody can deny that the codfish are in a lot of trouble. And it's not easy, and it's this council's job to fix it. We waited too long, and now we have to pay the piper. And so the day of reckoning is here.
Please read the motion on the board and answer yes, no, or abstain. John Bullard.
Yes.
Mark Gibson.
Yes.
David Gaethel.
No.
Doug Grout.
Yes.
Motion carries.
The council decided to cut fishing quotas by at least half on cod, haddock, and yellowtail flounder in the Gulf of Maine. These restrictions will stay in place until 2016.
Yes, there are yellowtails left in the ocean. Astounding. We're only catching like 60%, it's not even 60% of the total allocated amount of fish every year. So we're catching just slightly more than half of what they say is okay to catch, and yet we're still in a crisis. You know, go figure.
Six months after the decision by the Fishing Council, tensions are high for businessmen in the city of Gloucester, the oldest port town in the U.S.
I started up at 3 o'clock in the morning, sat here with graders trying to grade our ground fish, make sure that all gets sold and everybody's happy with their price. You're looking at our fees, what we make does not make sense, does not make this business work unless you're doing 18-hour days, 6-7 days a week, and doing it by yourself.
Nick Gigaloni, along with his two brothers, took out bank loans to build a fish processing facility in 2011. Now he's worried he won't be able to pay it back.
There's no money left in this business to not do it and work those kind of hours. You can't hire the crew, you can't be staffed, and that's what everybody doesn't understand is we're already sacrificing enough. I mean, there's no way you can ask 4 or 5 guys to do any more than what we're doing right now. And we're just barely making it right now, just barely.
This used to be like a gathering spot, you know, all the guys would come down, and even on days we didn't fish, you know, we used to have a big coffee maker on the boat and make a big pot of coffee. None of that happens. Nobody even comes down anymore. So now I brew my coffee in a paper towel. It's pretty kind of sad. I try at least once a week to kind of clean things up, hose them down, make it look like somebody cares. I do. Done it for so many years, you know, this is year 52. The problem is time, you know. My 70th birthday is the week after next. What I'm trying to do is keep this place alive.